Hey loves, welcome to my channel. My name is Winnie G, and if you're new here and if you're returning, then hey girl, how you doing? Today we're getting into this red curly unit I was sent by Julia Hair. It's a 24-inch 13x4 frontal unit with kinky curly hair in the color 33B. It's like a rich brownish copperish red color. Super pretty, and honestly I feel like it looks good on just about everybody. The cap has a really nice construction. There's an adjustable elastic band. I apply my wigs with spray, so I went ahead and took it out and just popped the wig on my head so we can go ahead and get into the install. Now, my pressing comb is my BFF, my best friend when it comes to frontal installs. I feel like it's the magic key to getting a good frontal install. Before I started using the pressing comb, my installs just were not hitting the same. It just was not giving what I needed it to have gave, and I didn't like that. So to customize the hairline on this wig just a little bit, because I have low sides and a little extra to love in the middle with the forehead, I'm just ripping out a small section of hair that sits right in front of where my natural hairline is. I feel like with colored installs, the more natural you can make your install look, the better, because it becomes a little too much real quick, personally to me. So when I do a color wig install, I like to put a little extra love in it, put my foot in it for real, because I just feel like if you're gonna turn a look, you gotta go full out. So I'm customizing this hairline just a little bit. I applied some bronzer to the lace right in front of the hairline to kind of make the color blend with my complexion a little bit better. I believe it's transparent lace, but all of the details about this hair will be down below in the description bar. And I'm also going in and giving it a really light plucking along the hairline as well, especially in the center where I went ahead and ripped out the hair that was pre-plucked. I like to go back in with my tweezers and just give her a light plucking to make it look really natural. And then we can move on to the next step, which is cutting off the rest of the additional lace in the front. I'd already cut off a little bit because I didn't want it to be rubbing off my eyebrows, girl. I got me a little light beat going, and I don't need that in my life. But I'm cutting off the rest of the additional lace in a zigzag pattern. I'm playing with it and adjusting it to my liking, and I actually ended up trimming off a little bit more lace around the ear tabs as well to kind of customize the hairline a bit more. Now, once I have it to my liking, we can get into the actual install. I like to do most of the hard work before this part. So from this part forward, baby, it's smooth sailing, okay? I'm going in with my black Eben spray on a little piece of cardboard, and then I'm dipping into that product with a small brush and applying it right on top of the lace in the center. Once it dries down a bit, I'm using my rat tail comb to kind of press that lace into that product and really get it to melt how I want it. And then for the ear tabs, I actually like to lift the lace up and apply the product under, lay the ear tab into the product, and then I go back on top of it the same way we did in the middle and just apply that product right along the lace on top, and it kind of sandwiches it. And that two-step process on the ear tabs really helps to melt it for me, because my ear tabs normally lift first. So I have to give them a little extra attention. Now I'm placing my melting band on just to allow that to kind of sit and dry and really melt into place while we get into the styling of the wig. And I'm popping out my trusty hot comb. And I'm going in to kind of smooth the hair in place. I'm going for a flip over today, so I don't really want to part. I'm just over directing all of the hair to one side, and right now it's giving very much 80s tease, but trust me, we're gonna get her together. So for this look, I wanted to cut off a couple of inches from the bottom of the hair so it looked really, really nice and full at the bottom. And then I went in and added a couple of layers, not too many at all. I didn't want the cut for this hair to be super dramatic. I feel like the longer the layers that you have with the flip over, the better it looks once you style it different ways. So in order to be able to flip it either way, I didn't want to go too crazy with the layers, because then you kind of have to keep it where you have it for the layers to still fall right. I hope that makes sense. So I went in with some very light layers, and now I'm using my hot comb to kind of go in sections and further direct that hair exactly where I want it to go. So I'm kind of pressing it going back and over. And doing this makes it really flat in the roots so it looks nice and natural, but I still have that volume with the curls on the ends. And now that I can kind of see how everything is falling, I added enough layers on the side where everything is like tossed over to, but I wanted to add a couple more layers on the left side to kind of blend everything together so it didn't look so flat on one side and big on the other. Adding layers really does make it look like the hair is a lot more voluminous. And so far, this is what she's given. We could have left her right here, but when I tell you I was itching to go crazy with the baby hairs, I was itching to go crazy with the baby hairs. I had to do it. So I'm starting off by sectioning off the hair in areas where I want to use it to make baby hair, and especially on the sideburns, I'm going in to tweeze it out a bit. You don't want the hair to be too full, so I'm tweezing when necessary, and I'm also using my pressing comb again to press everything going towards the front to start to get the hair over directed towards the front like we need it to be for our little swoops. Now, like I said, this is HD lace, so once I parted out the baby hairs, I went back in with that bronzer and applied it to the lace to just make sure that everything was nice and blended. We don't have a part to clean up with products, so the least we could do is make sure that our hairline is perfect. And right now it's giving chef's kiss. To trim the baby hairs, I'm over directing the hair in the opposite direction of the section, and I'm using my razor comb to kind of chop into it a little bit. Over directing it, make sure that the hair is cut at an angle. And I've been really liking using this technique to cut hair lately. I've been watching one too many Brad Mondo videos, but if it works, it works, and I really like it. I'm going in with my mini Conair travel flat iron to give the edges a little bit of a curl before we swoop them, and I'm also going back in with that spray and doing any touch-ups that I need to do along the way. If anything lifts, you want to just use that spray to put it right back down. And we're also going to be going in with a melting spray later, so don't worry too much. Now to get the swoops swooping, I'm using some foaming mousse. This one is from Shea Moisture. I believe it's like a curling foaming mousse, but it works really well for baby hairs, especially that like soft baby hair look. So I'm just going in with this product and molding the hair until it's exactly where I want it. I wanted to also go for that like swirly baby hair look, so once I have it swirled into place, I'm pressing a little curl down on my skin so that it stays nice and flat. And I just love how the little curly swoop Betty Boop sideburns look. I love them, and I haven't done it in a while, so I'm overdue. Now I thought about stopping here, but I'm like, let me just add one more swoop. So I'm actually going in and adding one more little center swoop. I felt like it just kind of completed the look, and at this point, baby, we too far gone. We might as well just go full out. I'm applying my melting band again to make sure that the baby hairs are nice and laid flat, and I'm also going back in with my scissors and just cleaning up that cut a little bit more. The more you move the hair around, the more you see if any hairs are out of place, and you can really get a better idea of how everything is gonna lay. So don't be afraid to keep tweaking the hair as you go. And I was super lazy today, and I also wanted to go for a bigger look, so I didn't define the curls all the way through. I kind of focused on the ends of the curls and the top of the hair. Do not judge me, but baby, I literally did not feel like having my hair sopping wet, so I really just focused on certain areas, specifically the ones that you was gonna be able to see. The brush I'm using is by Cantu. It's a detangling brush that I have really been liking for my curly units lately. If I can find the link to it, I'll go ahead and link it down below as well, because this foaming lotion with this brush are a dynamic duo, okay? You can tell me no different.
Working on a weekend like usual. Way off in the deep end like usual. Niggas swear they passed us, they doing too much. Haven't done my taxes, I'm too turned up. Virgil got a paddock on my wrist going nuts. Niggas caught me slipping once, okay, so what?
Once I have the product all throughout the hair, I'm going in with my cheap blow dryer with the diffuser attachment, and I diffused the hair on the cool setting for about 20 minutes. I'm lying, maybe it was like 10 minutes. My arms were tired though. My arms were 20 minutes tired, but maybe it was only 10 minutes. So I diffused the hair until it was about 80% dry, and then I took the diffuser off, and again with the cool setting, I just kind of blow dried over all of the hair, really wild. It dried the hair a lot faster, and I feel like it gave me back a little bit of that volume that I was about to lose with all of like the curling products and the diffusing. I really wanted to go for a big fluffy look today. And rather than over defining the curls and then brushing it out, I just kind of went for a half defined curl, if that makes sense. I also went back in with that bronzer and cleaned up the lace a little bit more.
I'm on a PJ line, backwood full sticky. I'm trying to throw that Drake on London, and it's extended. They gotta stretch a nigga out, we gon' die for this shit. Yeah, I ride for my niggas, I lie my bitch. We some poor high class niggas made it, we rich. I was at the band.
And back in with my hot comb to just get everything laid exactly how I want. Once again, your hot comb is your best friend.
Got rebellion in my blood, $100 for the cheap spring on the nigga bring a little bitch. I done flew one out of Spain to be in my domain, all the bitch.
And once I have everything to my liking, I'm going in with this silver ebon melting spray. Like I said, I have to go above and beyond for my curly units. So not only are we attaching it with our spray, but we're going back in with the melting spray and then back in with our elastic band. One time for the one time. Next, I went ahead and brushed out those baby hairs. I was going for the soft baby hair look, so I just kind of brushed them out a little bit so they didn't look so flat and so perfect. I also trimmed it up a little bit and just tidied her up, and this is the finished look. We have defined curls, a cute little flip over. The lace is melted. I also love the cut. The hair looks super healthy and really, really natural if I do say so myself. Big baby hairs and all. Y'all know what time it is. What are we gonna name her? I need to know. What should we name her? Because I have to name all of my wigs. I hope that you guys really enjoyed today's video. All the details about this hair will be down below in the description bar, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye, babes.